Cellular respiration is called aerobic respiration. So what does anaerobic mean? The A or AN in front of a word means the opposite of the word, so anaerobic means without oxygen. And the very first step of cellular respiration is actually anaerobic. This first step takes place in the cytoplasm, and we saw that step. It's called glycolysis, glycolysis, or sugar breakdown. And in this very first step in the cytoplasm, the glucose molecule, which contains 6 carbon, is broken in half to 2 3-carbon pyruvate. It is anaerobic, meaning it requires no oxygen for this first step. But ATP is required to get this process going. So you put in 2 ATP and out come 4 ATP, so you get a net of 2 ATP. The next step of cellular respiration is aerobic. Oxygen is required. The pyruvic acid molecules enter the mitochondria, and they're further broken down in the citric acid cycle. High energy electrons are produced, and those go to the electron transport chain to produce large amounts of ATP. The final products of glucose oxidation or glucose breakdown are carbon dioxide, water, and energy. We've been talking about glucose entering cellular respiration, but in fact all the foods that we eat can enter this cellular respiration process at different steps. So therefore all the foods we eat can be broken down to make ATP. You can see here that proteins can enter at various steps. Amino acids can enter just after glycolysis. They can enter the citric acid cycle. Carbohydrates go straight into glycolysis. Fats are broken down to glycerol and fatty acids, and those can enter at various steps along the way. Which of the steps produces the most ATP during cellular respiration? Glycolysis is the first step, citric acid cycle is the second step, and electron transport chain is the third step. And it's that electron transport chain that produces the most ATP. Photosynthesis, which takes place in plants, does not take place here, and anaerobic fermentation is another process that takes place in yeast and bacteria that will produce carbon dioxide as well, but it does not require oxygen.